Hi.
How does it feel being for sure in Paris next month?
It feels really good. You know, there's a lot of anticipation going into a trials. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to show up, who isn't. The 10K was nice because only 3 of us had the standard going in, but you never know what's going to happen with points and stuff, and it feels really good. You know.
What was it? What was the game plan? What was the key that was good?
My plan was to go to the front with 1200 to go and press. I know I'm good off a fast pace. You know, if I leave it down to a 400-meter sprint, it's a bit more of a toss-up. I know Woody has really good speed. I knew Chalimo had really good speed. Nico has really good speed. So it becomes more of a toss-up. I could control the outcome a lot more if I went early. So went early, squeezed him down. It was nice and hot, and I think good prep for Paris.
What are you mostly looking forward to for Paris?
A chance to get on the podium. It's going to be really, really hard out there. There's a lot of good athletes this year. Anything can happen. I want to get in there and mix it up. 10K is a straight final, so you just need to have one good day and have something special happen. So I've been close to the medals before, never gotten them, so hopefully this is my time.
What do you think it will take, Grant? What do you think it'll take to get on the podium?
Oh, I mean, it's hard to say a time that'll get you on the podium,
Yeah, but like,
I mean, you for sure need to be in sub 27 shape. You probably need to be in more like sub 26:30, 26:40 shape. Whether the race goes that fast or not, most likely it doesn't, but you need to be strong, you need to be able to close. You need to make good decisions throughout and be in a good position. Positioning has been something I've been a little shaky on in international competition, so hopefully clean some stuff up. I've got about 5 weeks till the 10K in Paris, so it's nice knowing for sure that I'm going now. It's like kind of hard throughout the season, you know. You plan on going to Paris, but like you don't want to put the, you know, you don't want to get ahead of yourself, you know. So like booking flights or like, you know, telling people where you're going to be in the summer, all that stuff, like you kind of walk on eggshells a little bit until you get it actually done. So yeah, it feels good.
And do you have rehearsal? This was not a time trial, that's for sure.
What's that?
This is a good rehearsal for Paris because it was a race.
Yeah, it was a good race. Connor did a good job of pressing. We definitely slowed down in the middle. You know, when you race internationally, guys can run a 62 randomly in the middle of the race and then settle in to 64s, whereas we were running 64s at the beginning and slowed down. So you got to be ready to press. The racing style internationally is a little different. It's a lot more bumpy. It's just different. And I've had good experience on the international level now, so I know what to expect, and I feel good, ready to go.
Hometown support. How pivotal was your hometown support?
Oh, it felt great. I left a training situation last year, and I'm kind of out on my own now, so community's kind of all I got. I've got my family and friends back in Michigan. I just moved to Utah, and I've got a great community out there, and I've kind of hand-built a training group around myself with coaching, medical, physio, support staff, and all that stuff. So it's really rewarding to get it done and have people be a part of it. Yeah.
Where in Utah?
Park City. Yeah, I live in Park City, do a lot of training in Salt Lake. There's a fantastic running community out there, high school, college, pro, community running. It's a great place to be.
Is this validation for that move that you made? Obviously, you made a critical decision that within the year,
yeah,
and you're going into a huge year. I mean, was this validation today, at least, that you know that decision paid off in some ways?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I knew deep down it was the right move. You know, it was a hard decision to leave Bowerman, a risky decision to leave Bowerman just because it's the only thing I've known. I was really successful under that system. But I knew in my heart it was the right time. I knew I was ready for a change. I didn't know how I was going to do it at first. I didn't know how I was going to replace the great training partners I had, the coaching I had, the physio I had, the just comprehensive setup that Bowerman provided. But I slowly pieced it together, and I'm really happy with where it is. And the result today, I think, is a culmination of setting up this great system around myself. I don't think I would have been ready to branch out on my own like this when I first came out of college, but last year I felt like I was ready. I was ready to go, and this definitely is validation. When I mapped out the year with my new coach, Mike, we had an indoor plan, we had an outdoor plan, and the overarching goal was get on the team. I missed the team last year, super disappointing. I watched Budapest from the couch, and it sucked. So to be back on the team, it feels really good. And we targeted this race not as a qualifier, but I wanted to win. And I wanted to do it dominantly, and I wanted to beat everybody. And I wanted to show myself that, I'm still the best guy in the country. And I'm ready to compete internationally. So definitely validation. Even going into the race, like, I don't know, I'm still nervous, like it's a new training system. I'm used to having certain workouts in the lead up to a championship. They're a little different now in a way that I like, but something that is less proven for myself. So yeah, it feels good.
Would winning an Olympic medal mean more to you than the American records you've set, and why?
100%, yeah.
Wow.
American records, they're really, really cool and really special. However, like when I was growing up, the narrative around the U.S. was you can't compete with the rest of the world. Distance runners, the East Africans, the Europeans, like the Americans just aren't as good. And there's been a few people that have disproven that. Chalimo has medals, Centro has some medals, Galen has some medals. But other than that, there really hasn't been a bulk of Americans that are able to do that. Plenty of American record holders through the years that haven't medaled. So it would mean a lot more. It's just a little more rare. It would show to myself and hopefully other people that the U.S. can produce really good talent on the distance side, and we have the depth. I think it's getting better each year, and of course the rest of the world's getting better each year. But yeah, I want a medal, and maybe I say that because I have American records and not medals at this point. It's like the one thing that I really want and don't have, but it would feel really good.
Right, this was like the same move you made last year. Was there difference just that you're healthy this time around, or is there anything else that was the difference between not missing the team and winning?
Tough to say. Health definitely plays a factor. My leg was messed up last year. As much as I wanted to think that it was just pain that I needed to run through, I'm sure your body just isn't as efficient, isn't as powerful when you have an injury. But yeah, very similar move. Obviously I was a little stronger this year. I felt a lot more confident going into it, whereas last year because my leg was hurting, I knew I couldn't kick hard on it. I couldn't produce that power just because I was limping. So I knew I had to press from a ways out, but I was almost doing it out of fear last year, whereas this year I was doing it out of confidence. I knew if I pressed with 1,200 to go, no one could run a 12 with me. If I ran a hard quarter at the end, there's guys that can do that in this field. So took control of it and got done when I wanted to. Yeah.
Do you think enough has changed to get a medal after the Olympics, after finishing 4th and 5th in the past?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like, as much as I think I've improved, the rest of the world's improved at the same time. So you never know what people are going to bring at the Olympics. Sometimes people do way better than the season. Some people do way worse. There's a lot of pressure. Obviously, it only comes every 4 years, or 3 years, I guess, in this case. But it's the pinnacle of our sport. I mean, that's all we got. The Olympics, even though the World Championships are the exact same athletes, the Olympics are just elevated so high that the pressure's higher, and more can go right, more can go wrong, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm gonna be gunning for a medal, and hopefully get on the 5K team as well, and gun for a medal there too.
Is your coach in Park City with you now?
Not full time. He lives in Phoenix, and so he's in and out a lot. But he's been excellent. He comes up to pretty much every hard session, and it's been fantastic working with Mike again. He's been super accommodating to, my vision for what the training should be, while, inputting what his expertise is too. So we work really well together. We have a great relationship, and it's validation for both of us that I have the U.S. title now, and I'm going to Paris. So it feels really good.
Do you have people to share the miles with, or the workouts with?
Yeah, so easy runs, there's always people in town that I easy run with. So if the Bowerman guys are in town, I'll easy run with them, or like the Puma group has been up there, Nike Union has been up there, and then Connor Mance has been in town for the last little bit. He's been training at higher altitude, so I've got some runs with him, and Centro is a permanent resident, so I've been running with him a lot. As far as workouts go, I'm almost always alone. Centro hops in sometimes, and that's been awesome. So I'm really bummed that he couldn't, compete at the trials this weekend. But he's been fantastic in kind of my transition to Park City, and just having a familiar face. Him and his wife Lindsay have been great.
Did you see the Ethiopian Trials in the 10K, where it took 26:34 to make the team? What were your thoughts on that?
I saw the last lap of it. The Ethiopian Trials, I remember maybe 2 years ago, they ran like 26:50. A bunch of guys ran like 26:50, and they all closed in like 52 and 53. And you would look at that and think like, oh, those guys are going 1 through 4 or 1 through 3 at the World Championship, or I can't remember which year it was. But you just never know. Like, I don't know, some people do really well at different parts of the year. Obviously, that was super impressive what all those guys do, and all those guys are proven to be really good. I guess the one 19-year-old, I guess he's a little newer on the block, but the rest of those guys, like, it's no surprise that they're able to run fast. And you know, I've duked it out with them before, so it's exciting in a way, it's nerve-wracking in a way. I know those guys are going to bring it, so I need to as well.
Harry's 17.
Oh, he's 17. Okay, yeah, even more impressive.
Can you tell us a little bit about mentality going into the 5K? You have this one kind of under your belt now. Is it pressure off and excitement, or what's kind of the mentality and the approach as you think through this 5K team, which you just said you do want to make that team too?
Yeah, I mean, it's the nice thing about having the 10K first is that if it goes really well, then the pressure's off for the 5K. If it goes really poorly, you get another shot. So it went really well. I get a chance to try to make the team in the 5K too. It feels really good, and yeah, pressure's a little lower. I'm going back to Park City tomorrow. I'm going to spend a few days up there, and then drop that back down for the 5K.